we skipped. So you guys have a note sheet that has this on there, but we did not get to it in class. So I want to start here. Pull this note sheet out. If you need to pause and go find it, get this note sheet from class on Thursday. Class on Thursday. All right. So when you have to distribute a fraction, that's what we're going to look at here. So here I'm multiplying this fraction times what's inside the parentheses, okay? So this first part is really 1/3 times 9. Well, when you're doing 1/3 times 9, that's the same as dividing by 3. Okay, so this is actually going to be, in my head, I'm doing 9 divided by 3 with the x, and then I'm doing 21 divided by 3. And I would get this. Okay? So multiplying by 1/3 is the same as dividing by 3. Right? Alright, so let's look over here at the next one, negative 1/5, and that's going to get distributed, or that's going to get multiplied. Okay, so multiplying by negative 1/5 is going to be the same as dividing by that negative 5. Alright, so in my head I'm doing 25 divided by negative 5 with my y, and then I'm doing negative 30 divided by the negative 5, which would give me positive 6. Okay? Let's try a couple more. So now my fraction over here, 3/4, isn't a 1 on top anymore. It's 3/4. So now I'm going to be thinking, when I distribute this and multiply it out, when I do 3/4, just to show you the steps, 3/4 times 12, well, I can think of that 12 over 1, okay, and you can work the fractions out this way. 3/4 times 12 over 1, I can cross cancel. Okay, cross cancel the 4, oops, sorry. 4 goes into 4 once, 4 goes into 12 3 times, and then multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom. And that's with my y here. And then I'm going to do the same thing, do 3/4 times 16. Okay, again, cross cancel, 4 goes into 4 once, 4 goes into 16 4 times, and that gives me 12, and it's positive. Okay, so that's what it would look like if you distribute a fraction. Another shortcut way, okay, is to say you're dividing by the denominator and then multiplying by the numerator. So if I was going to do that again, it would look like this. So 16 divided by 4 is 4 times 3 is how I got that 12. Let's do one more. I know this seems complicated. We'll do this a couple times throughout the year. It'll get easier. Alright, so now I'm doing 2/7 times 42x and 2/7 times negative 35. Okay, so we set our shortcut. You can work out the fractions, right? You can write this whole thing out and do the fraction problem. Or the shortcut is to divide by the denominator and then take your answer and multiply it by the numerator. Okay, so in my head I would be doing 42 divided by 7 is 6, and then times 2 is 12, and that has the x on it. Okay, if I do that again for now, the negative 35. Negative 35 divided by 7 is negative 5, times 2 is negative 10. Okay, so you're going to see a couple of these pop up in the homework. We can look at them together. We'll do more as practice, but I wanted to give you a few examples. Alright, this is the last slide on that note sheet that we didn't get to yet, so let's just review combining like terms quickly. Alright, if you like to color code, cool. Right, find your terms. So remember that everything is included in a term. Nothing's left out or falling out of the middle of this. Everything is part of a term. So my terms are 8u, 5u, and negative 7u. And if I put those all together, because those are all like terms, they're all just u's, if I put those together, I would get, what, 8 plus 5 is 13, minus 7, this would give me 6u. Okay. And the next one, if I find my like terms, right, 6d and negative 4d, those are like terms together, and then negative 5 and positive 6 are like terms, and if I combine my like terms now, 6d minus 4d would leave me with 2d, and negative 5 and positive 6 would give me positive 1. Okay? And let's do part C down here below. Again, I'm gonna move it up. I'm gonna color code and combine my like terms. So I have B's, I have constants, constant, and I have C's. Alright, let's put them together. So usually we go in alphabetical order, so I'll start with the B's first. These were red. Negative 4b and negative 3b combined to make negative 7b. Then I'll do my C's. So 5c minus 7c is negative 2c. And then I'll do my constants, 2 and 8, make 10. Okay. Alright, last one over here you see has some distributing first. So just always make sure if you see this number outside of parentheses that you distribute first before you start combining any like terms. So 3 times b is 3b. 3 times negative 7 is negative 21. And then bring the rest of it down. And then look for any like terms to combine. So 3b and negative 2b would make just b. And negative 21 and positive 5 would make negative 16. Like that. Okay, cool. The last thing I want to go over in this video is just common mistakes. Oops, looks like I haven't erased these. Common mistakes. Alright, never mind, that is supposed to be here. So on this one, it says a common mistake is to distribute only to the first number in your parentheses, right? So here we did 6 times n and got 6n, but we forgot to also distribute to the second part of this parentheses. So really it should be, I get 6n, and then 6 times negative 4 minus 24. Okay, that's something that we see a lot. So make sure you distribute to everything in the parentheses. Next common mistake, combining different powers, right? So here I have 5x and 2x squared and 7x. And if you just look at x, 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 and you put those all together, you might get 14x. But this one is not a like term with the other x's, right? When you have a squared or an exponent, those have to match, otherwise they're not actual like terms. Okay, so here I would really only be able to combine the 5x and the 7x. That would make 12x. The 2x squared is going to stay by itself. It doesn't combine with anything. And then I also have negative 8. So I should get that. Okay. Next mistake, if you unattach the negative sign, right? So you could color code or you could rearrange the terms if you like to group them together to make it easier. So here this person said, oh, okay, I have 6t and 3t. So let me put the 6t and the 3t together, and then 24. If I change colors, 24 and 24. But they messed up here because this negative sign is glued to the 24. It should still be right here with the 24, not just in this place, this random place, right? So that's why when we underline, I'm going to erase all of this. When we underline to find our terms, make sure you are including everything. That's negative 24, positive 3t, so that you don't lose this negative is attached to the 24. Okay, don't make this mistake, right? Leaving out a negative. So here, if I'm finding like terms, right, I have h's and 4h and 3h combined to make 7h. No, this term is really negative 4h and then positive 3h. Well, negative 4 and positive 3 doesn't make 7. That makes use a negative, that's actually part of a term. And that's it. Okay, ignore that. That's it for this video. I'll be sending an email out to second hour students letting you know what to work on.